Dr. Paul, first of all, your strategy for the debate tonight.
Tell them the truth, do what I've been doing before, given the answers that I've studied and learned over 30 years, and that is defend the cause of liberty. You know, limited government, balanced budgets, a sensible foreign policy, sound money. It's all the same message, and I'll just do my very best to deliver that message once again.
Like in Texas, immigration is a huge issue here in Arizona. What would you do to illegal immigrants currently living in the U.S.? How should the government handle them?
Well, they should get no benefits and they should not get citizenship. I think what we should do is, of course, beef up our borders. I'm sick and tired of spending so much money and lives defending borders between Afghanistan and Pakistan. We can't even define that border. And we have a border totally out of control here. In the last 5 years, 50,000 people have died on our borders for all the chaos that we have. So we should beef up our immigration service. We should not give benefits. There should be no mandates, and there should be no easy road to citizenship.
Arizona, one of the hardest hit states in the housing crisis. What do you do to stop all these foreclosures and help raise home prices again?
Eliminate the Federal Reserve 20 years ago, and then we wouldn't have had this crisis. It's a bubble. The bubbles come from the Federal Reserve, and bubbles have to liquidate debt, and they're not allowing these debts to be liquidated. The government needs to get out of the way and not prop up the system. Instead, the people who ran up the debt and worked in the derivatives and had these mortgage, all this debt, we bailed them out, but the American people got dumped on. And the reason why the market's not correcting itself is the people who are holding these mortgages are figuring, oh, the government will come to their rescue again, and that sort of prolongs the agony. The best treatment is prevention, but now that we have it, what we have to do is get out of the way and not prop up a system that is deeply flawed.
And finally, people have been unemployed for a long time, a year or more. How would you be the best president to help them?
Well, because I defend the marketplace, and the market creates the jobs. The government does not create jobs. If the government just passes out more money, they have to steal it from somebody and take it out of the marketplace. But bringing troops home and stop our bleeding overseas, we went into debt over $4 trillion in the last 10 years because of our wars. And we have to quit doing that. We need to bring our troops home, have that money spent here, and not continue the process of wasting our resources overseas.
Dr. Paul, your campaign released an ad calling Rick Santorum a fake conservative. Do you plan on pointing that out tonight at the debate?
If they ask me. The only thing I'll complain about is I didn't have enough time in 30 seconds to tell him all the places where he really isn't a good conservative.
Well, where are the places he isn't a good conservative?
Well, you know, on all his voting, the ones that we do mention, plus some others, and of course it's, you know, No Child Left Behind prescription drug program, voting to increase the national debt, voting for Planned Parenthood, voting for foreign aid. That's the last thing we need right now. I'll continue to point that out.
What do you think about the president's new tax plan?
Which one?
The president's new tax plan?
The president's tax plan? I don't know it in great detail, but this idea of raising taxes at this time is devastating. I just saw a report this morning that they raised taxes in England up to 50%. And guess what? Revenues went down. I mean, it's foolhardy. It's ridiculous. I want to get rid of the income tax. The last thing I want to do is raise taxes.
He was talking about the corporate rate, dropping the corporate rate.
Have I?
No, he was.
I didn't hear those details, but I'll believe it when I see it. He wants to raise rates. That's his goals. He has no full understanding of how the market works.